Hi, I'm Lin.
I'm Stuart.
And we're HiFi Pig.
Yes, we are. What are we talking about today, Lin?
We're talking about what's happened this week in the news.
Before we start, a few weeks ago we did a review and a competition for the Orange Box Bluetooth speaker, which is just down there. Went to Hong Kong, completely forgot the draw, so we'll be doing the draw for everybody that joined at the end of
because people have been asking, haven't they?
So people have been asking, so we just completely forgot. Many apologies. One of the things that I found really interesting, if I can pick it up, is this. It's by Carbide Audio. It's a footer for loudspeakers and equipment. They arrived today, and it's not often that something arrives in the post, I'm going to say on a lorry, they're that heavy, that you think, well, yeah, they're quite expensive, but I can see the value.
Yeah. Yes, they're pretty huge, and I wasn't expecting them to be that huge, to be fair.
At all. I've seen the pictures, but I wasn't expecting them to be like that. So anyway, review coming of that in a short while.
I think they'll be really handy under big speakers as well.
Yeah, we'll see how they perform. At the moment, we use isoacoustics footers.
Gaia's, yeah.
Gaia's. So we'll see how they compare to those. Anyway, this week we've also put out, which I thought was a really good one, actually. If you don't subscribe, well, you will, if you subscribe to this, you no doubt subscribe to our newsletter. But I'll put a link down below to that. And every month, we put out a thing called the Selection Box. Now, if you're English, you'll know what a selection box is. And a selection box is a collection that you get at Christmas of all your favourite chocolates and stuff.
Yes.
Being a vegan, I don't get all those kind of things. I just get a piece of coal and a satsuma, but there you go. But this one was really good, and one of the songs we put, Lynn does it. She puts music on there, she puts films on there, she puts art exhibitions on there.
Things to read, things to watch, things to listen to, things to do.
They're a bit out of people's comfort zone, we hope. And one of the songs that was on there this week, I've heard it ages back, and we've got the album on order, was by a Sunderland punk band called Slalom D, called The Burning Days.
Yes.
It's a really good song.
It's really good.
It's a really good sort of sing-along poppy punk song. Fee the singer.
A message to it.
Yeah, there's definitely a message to it. Tell me off for saying it's poppy punk, but it's poppy punk.
It's catchy tune.
That's on there. So again, I'll put the link down to the selection box down below, but it's a really good one this week.
And the new Street single is on there, which
I didn't like that.
You didn't like it at first, but it's a grower.
It is a grower.
And they've got a film coming out in October, and this is towards the end of the film, which is probably why it took a while to grow on you. But it's nice to hear from the Streets again. Yeah,
they sort of disappeared. Original Pirate Material was just incredible. Classic. And then A Grand Don't Come For Free was class. And then they sort of fell off my radar.
Yeah, but I think they're back, definitely, which is good to hear.
What else is in it?
There's a few exhibitions. One of them that really caught my eye was at the National Portrait Gallery, and that's a exhibition of Paul McArtney's photographs that he took between 63 and 64, which is basically when the Beatles went stratospheric. So it's documenting that year.
So his photographs from behind the scenes, have you?
So that, I imagine, if you're in London or can get to London and pop down to the National Portrait Gallery, that'd be a great one.
I'm not in London.
No, you're not. But a lot of people are who watch this.
Talking about other things that are on there, you've put the bear on there.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
It took me a while to get into it, and I sort of didn't really enjoy the first bit. Fell out with it in the middle. And then the last 2 or 3 episodes, got right back into it. Didn't understand the last episode because I missed all the bits in the middle, I think. But that was very good. What have we got in the news this week?
It's not been a massive week for news, but I think it's because it's that end of the summer, people get ready to go back to school and stuff. So it's been fairly quiet.
What I did find in the news that was really good or really interesting was, and we mentioned them a few weeks ago in this weekly roundup that we do on video was the Yamaha new streaming receivers, I think they're called, from about $800. All new. They've got $800, 12 or 13, up to about $2,000, something like that. And they are amps, streamers, and DACs all in one.
And they've got new speakers as well.
And they've got new speakers.
Classy piano black finish.
I thought they looked really good.
Yeah.
But you can read about those in the news, which is coming up now.
It is. Set for an official launch in mid-October, BlueOS 4.0 is the new mobile controller app update for the multi-room music management platform by Lembrook International, the parent brand of NAD and PSB speakers. The AudioWorks in Cheshire, UK is hosting an open house event on the 28th of September with Kevin Wolfe of CH Precision. Larry Ogden and the AudioWorks team will be using a very high-end system showcasing the Swiss hi-fi brand CH Precision and also featuring the Think Team Borg loudspeakers from Germany. The Cirrus Classic Stream and Cirrus Stream XR streaming DACs are now available after the Stream XR launch at the Northwest Audio Show this summer. They both use the BlueOS operating system and cost £1,995 for the Cirrus Classic Stream and £2,495 for the Cirrus Stream XR. The Life Changer Audio Icon 5 is the completely redesigned new generation of Icon smart passive preamplifiers. It features a new Slagle autoformer with either a copper or silver option, is made in Manchester, UK and costs from £3,951 excluding VAT. Martin's Hi-Fi in Norwich, UK has opened their new luxury home cinema experience, the Snug Home Cinema. It has been designed to showcase the best of home cinema in a realistic and comfortable environment. Cambridge-based Blue Aura has announced that they are now the exclusive UK reseller for German audio brand Nubert. Sennheiser has launched the newest member of their soundbar family. Designed for more compact spaces, the Sennheiser Ambio Soundbar Mini is a fun-sized bar costing £599 or €799. Japanese hi-fi brand Tad Labs has introduced two new loudspeaker models. The Tad CE1TXK, available in late October 2023, is an updated stand mount model, now in a classic black piano finish. The Tad GE1WN, set for release in late November 2023, is a brand new floor stander priced at $65,000. Yamaha has released a new line of modern hi-fi products, including speakers and network receivers, ranging from $900 to $2,400. They've been made to be easy to use and accessible, with luxury details like a classic Yamaha piano gloss finish for the speakers. So that was the news.
I say that. That was the news that was. One of the things that we didn't talk about in our little preamble to the news that you've just seen was John, who lives up in Edinburgh and writes reviews for us, and particularly gig reviews. He's been doing loads at the Edinburgh Fringe this year. He's got press passes and photographic passes to go and see all these different things. And he'll tell me off for this, but John is going to end up launching a business called Upstage Photography.
His photography is amazing. Yeah, he really captures that essence of people on stage with really amazing shots. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, again, I'll put a link down below, but that's John Scott at the Edinburgh Fringe. There's loads of really interesting stuff. I've actually read everything. Obviously, I get everything into edit. Sometimes you skim read it, sometimes you don't. But I've got right into all the stuff from the Fringe. It looks really interesting. What have we done review-wise?
There was the Inuos Phoenix USB review.
Now, that's really interesting.
That Alan did.
Alan did that, and I know Alan bought it after hearing it at the Northwest Audio Show. So that's a little bit of a diversion from how we would normally do a review, because he actually bought it and then reviewed it. And we've got an asshat cat muching about.
He's trying to get in on the act again.
But the way John described, Alan describes that as working is it adding more bass, slam, and all the rest of it. And Alan was highly dubious about this. He's from a techie, computery background. But anyway, have a read of the review. It's really interesting. And Nuno from Inuos gives an explanation of how this works. I assumed it was just a reclocker, but it actually reclocks, or as I understand it in very layman terms, it regenerates or reclocks or whatever your USB signal. So that was really good. Eric, our Benelux and German guy, he's done a review of the Titan Ares, ARES. I don't know how you say R's. I'll make
careful
sure I say careful. It's a mains block. I read the review and immediately phoned Titan in Northern Ireland up and said, can I order one of these? So have a read of that review. Again, the review is down below. And Chris has done a review of the Melco N1 S38.
Yes. And
the link will be below for that as well. What else have we got to do?
We've got to draw the raffle.
Yes. Right, again, apologies for this. All your names that have entered by saying, I think I have to say HiFi Pig is great, which is HiFi Pig is great. So they're all in there, as you can see. They all do have different names on. Lynn's going to draw one out at random and read out who the winner is. And what we'll do is we'll send out the, possibly next week, as soon as we've got in touch with the winner, and send whoever's won out.
So it is.
The winner is...
Drum roll, please.
I can't read it.
You wrote it.
I'll bet it's that one. But I'll look it up on all the people that entered, because I've got another list. And it looks a bit like Space Cake Jeff Ball.
Okay, so Space Cake Jeff Ball.
Space Cake Jeff Ball.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah, there'll be an orange box.
An orange box, not a box of oranges.
Not a box of orange juice. That's for me for Christmas. So that'll be winging its way to you as soon as we've got your address and what have you. So well done. I had a really weird one this week that I wasn't going to talk about, but I am. It's really embarrassing, actually. Ages and ages and ages ago, we got sent a pair of JBL Tour 1. Now, to put this into context as to how long ago this was, we've just published Oscar's review of the Mark II version of these headphones.
So a generation of headphones ago.
Anyway, JBL sent them out to us to review. I charged the first one up and went, these are not working. Got in touch with them and said, you need to send some more out. So they did that. Charged the second lot up. Exactly the same happened. Couldn't get them to work. So I read the review of Oscar's. Again, I'll put the link down below. And I thought, well, I'm going to send for a pair of the Mark IIs.
For travelling.
For travelling and what have you.
It's a really good ANC on them, isn't there?
Oscar loved them, yeah. So anyway, plugged these in, realised that actually what you have to do is, once you've gone through the whole charging up and all the rest of it, you have to go through the whole cycle of switching off. I didn't realise you could switch them off, and switching them back on again. It's not really obvious in the instructions, but anyway, that was my embarrassing moment for the week.
But there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So that was the news that was. Hope you're enjoying these videos. We enjoy doing them, don't we?
Yeah, it's a good thing to do on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it keeps me off the streets. So that's your lot. Thanks for watching. Oh, I say this every single week, because I always do genuinely forget. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We've got quite a few subscribers now. We're getting decent figures on the views, but again, this is just a bit of fun for us. Our main thing is the HiFi Pig website and Not Boring magazine, which comes out on the 16th. Not Boring is going to be brilliant, by the way. Although I say it myself. We've got loads in there, but the main sort of theme of it is going to be all about things that have been banned, be that books, music, art, whatever. And we've got different articles coming from all over the place on that. Really interesting. But we're also doing a feature on Scandinavian hi-fi, which seems to be really popular at the moment. We've just bought the Electro Compagnate power amplifier that we reviewed. We've got Audio Vector R3 and R6 speakers. We've got stuff from Audio Group Denmark on our rack. So it just seems like there's a real renaissance.
Yeah,
of,
they're taking over.
Yeah, they are. It'd be like the Vikings coming over all over again. They're going to come down in their longboats.
Yes.
Are you allowed to say that kind of thing these days?
I don't know.
I said it anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you soon.
Bye.